God help us all. Daniel Hernandez, aka Takeshi69, aka 6ix9ine, has officially released his debut album, DAY69, after a series of very successful internet hits like Gummo, or Keke, or Kuda. In all of these songs, he used his very trademark, aggressive approach to trap rap, along with his lyrics filled with gang violence, gang affiliation, with an interesting habit of rhyming these almost kid-like verses like sticky, blicky, icky, etc., with obvious gang-affiliated references. And to be honest, I thought a lot of them was catchy. They were these pumping, aggressive trap rap songs, except for Keke, which sucks, that actually brought something new to the table to SoundCloud trap music today. So getting into this album, I wasn't really sure what I was expecting. Would he really be able to hold down an entire album, or would his sound just grow boring and old throughout the track listing? But even though I had nothing to expect, I was just blown away on the first track here, Billy. I mean, just honestly, there's no denying how great of a start this is for this album. It's such an explosive track with this instrumental that's maybe a little typical for trap music, but I think that 6ix9ine's rapping really changes it up and really makes it different. 6ix9ine shows a bit of potential when he goes in a cappella at the end of the song, where you don't even notice it because of the hype levels of this track. I even like the gunshots at the end of the song, it just fits in so perfectly. So yeah, after sitting through this entire album, I'd say that Billy is probably the best song on here. After it comes Gummo and a couple of feature tracks. I've already talked about Gummo, but the feature tracks in this listing are probably the weakest just because they're so different in style. We have Tory Lanez and Young Thug on Rondo, where they kind of try to bring almost this pretty boy sound to 6ix9ine, but it just doesn't work because 6ix9ine just puts on his normal stick. Young Thug's verse on the end maybe isn't the worst thing I've heard, but it just doesn't bring anything to this track. And overall, the track is just way too boring and tries way too hard to be mainstream, which is a criticism I think I could use over the entire album. It just feels like 6ix9ine is trying to pander to his new mainstream audience. Whether it be on the very confusing Offset remix of Gummo, which is just like, why do you even have that? Why do you have a remix of a song that's already on the album, especially by Offset? I don't really understand. What about his style that complements 6ix9ine's sound? But that's enough of my rant about the remix. I just think it's fucking trash. But anyways, a track that kind of grew on me was Chocolate. It starts off kind of weird. It's definitely an eye catcher on this album, but even though the hook is interesting, I think in the middle part of the song, around the second verse, we're really grabbing for flows and lyrics at this point, really scraping the barrel. But the chorus is pretty interesting and the bridge is also pretty interesting, so I can kind of see past some of the lazy writing and whatnot. Even though it's interesting though, it just isn't even close to what Takeshi has put out before, which really is a shame. Honestly, I wasn't aware of what Takeshi 69 had done beforehand, but after checking out some of his old stuff like Exodia or Yokai, etc., it really is obvious that he's lost a lot of creativity and a lot of personality. Like when I first heard this album, I thought it was decent, it was alright, but after hearing his old stuff, I just feel like it falters so much in comparison. So yeah, even though I said that I thought it was original or different from other SoundCloud rap, which it is, it however becomes very obvious that when you listen to an entire album by him, it just becomes typical trap music. It really loses a lot of its originality, etc. when it's kind of saturated over an entire album. I do however like some of the tracks that do something different, Gummo, Billy, Chocolate, and 93, but other than that I don't really see the appeal. It's decent, but it's just not noteworthy in any way. So yeah, if I'm gonna give it a score, I'd say about a 5 out of 10. It's listenable,